Start with my own name. My name is Dustin Cron. Like I said, I'm a founding member of this mosque here, Lighthouse Mosque, and I also work for the PICO National Network, which is a faith-based community organizing network where we are taking on these issues of mass incarceration throughout the United States. And I've been blessed, and this is a reality, mass incarceration that's personal for a lot of us. I myself, I have 4 generations of my family that have been incarcerated. All praises to God. Because of Islam, I'm one of the only missing links within 4 generations of men. And, I've been blessed within the last 2 years that I've worked at PICO and worked here in the Bay Area, to see Christian communities and Jewish communities really organize around these issues. And one of my proudest moments within the last 2 years has been working with the Safe Return Project, which is a team of formerly incarcerated women and men in Richmond, California. And we're blessed to have our sister Tamisha Walker here with us tonight to tell the story of the Safe Return Project and her own life and the work that they've been building in Richmond and throughout Contra Costa County.
Good evening, everyone. Again, my name is Tamisha Walker. I'm grateful to be here tonight to be able to share the experience of the Safe Return Project and my individual experience. I think, as Dustin said, the Safe Return Project is a group of formerly incarcerated men and women in Contra Costa County who have been given the opportunity upon release from incarceration to be professionally trained in community organizing, advocacy, and research to better support the men and women who are returning home to our communities from jails and prisons. And so before I go into the story of us as a Safe Return Project, how I ended up with the Safe Return team is that, life showed up. And unfortunately, I was born into a system that was against me, and I didn't create that. And so I ended up incarcerated. And I was alone in my own thinking, and that what I found was that I needed to be isolated in order to be prepared for the victories that I've accomplished today, because I've allowed a power greater than myself during my isolation to work on me as an individual and prepare me to go out into the world and fight for other people and fight for justice and what's right. And so I couldn't understand why I was going through what I was going through, but I know now that I don't regret it, because I get to help other people. And so sometimes I believe that my higher power puts me in situations to help me see outside of myself. And so I needed to experience incarceration in order to be able to lead a movement against a system that disenfranchises and dehumanizes people of color. And so a year home, I got this, after struggling, because my community and society was not prepared to receive me coming home. It was kind of like I was supposed to go away and never come back. And so there was nothing waiting for me, not even my family, because they didn't know how to be prepared for my return. And so I struggled and navigated, but I trusted my higher power to guide me and for the outcome of my life. And I stepped into an arena where I had an opportunity to be involved with the Safe Return Project. And it was significant because I could not gain employment because of my criminal history, and they were actually looking to hire people with criminal histories. And I thought to myself, only a power greater than me can create a job for me out of nowhere. So I took the opportunity and moving forward, the Safe Return Project, through our experiences with a system that most of us have been cycled through, even through our teenage years, had become used to and desensitized to the things that were happening in our communities. And so through our building of knowledge and capacity, we were able to lead an initiative to research in our own communities and find out what our people needed to be successfully reintegrated. And those outcomes were that people really didn't feel welcomed back to the community like I didn't. I didn't feel like I said, I was supposed to go away and never come back. And so what we were able to do was, in partnership with Cisco, the Office of Neighborhood Safety, and Pacific Institute, was to begin to tear down those barriers that formerly incarcerated people faced in our community. And we started with employment. And that's when we pushed the Ban the Box initiative, and we gained a lot of momentum around that, and we started with our city. And then we moved from our city to our city vendors. So now the Safe Return Project in the city of Richmond and Contra Costa County has been able to pass and enforce the strongest ban the box policy in the country currently, right now. And that was through our hard work and dedication to want to give back. So we're continuing to move forward, but the biggest campaign that we moved was the jail expansion, the Invest in People, Not Prisons. And it was because we didn't just want to say, don't build a jail. We wanted to say, use that money for resources and opportunities for people coming home to our communities, as we believe it was intended in the legislation. Oh, Ban the Box. So Ban the Box is the box on the application that asks, have you ever been convicted of a felony, that you have to check when you try to get employed or even housing. And sometimes the level of services that you could get is dependent upon if you're formerly incarcerated as well. So it was significant to get rid of that box, because you don't want to have to think about if you're going to lie or tell the truth just to be able to support yourself and your family. And so that was important that we eliminate that box to make a level playing field for individuals so everybody can have a chance to compete. So that was the importance of the box. And we also had the opportunity to move AB 218, which is fairness in government hiring, at a state level in California, to ban the box for city agencies and county administration agencies throughout California as well. So was that good? Yeah. So that was a great victory, and now we just have to educate people that it exists and that they can compete like others. What made the Invest in People, Not Prisons campaign so successful is that it was a collective effort. It was different races and different religious groups that came together, and our overall fight was just to keep our families together. So we were able to overlook all of our differences because we decided that keeping our families alive and free in our communities and provided with opportunities was more important than our individual wants. And we were able to actually defeat 120 jail bed expansion in Contra Costa County, and we also won $5.4 million to services for formerly incarcerated individuals coming back to not just Richmond, but Contra Costa County as a whole. And we were able to do that because it was a collective effort. I definitely believe that we cannot continue to change structures, reduce barriers, and pass policies as individuals. We can only be successful if we work together. And so that's why that campaign was so important, and we've been striving to continue to build upon that momentum so that we can continue to fight for what's right as a unit and not as individuals. Thank you.
the PICO National Network, which is a faith-based community organizing network where we are taking on these issues of mass incarceration throughout the United States. And I've been blessed. Start with my own name. My name is Dustin Cron. Like I said, I'm a founding member of this mosque here, Lighthouse Mosque, and I also work. And this is a reality, mass incarcerations that's personal for a lot of us. I myself, I have 4 generations of my family that have been incarcerated. All praises to God. Because of Islam, I'm one of the only missing links within 4 generations of men, and I've been blessed within